Hello, everyone, and welcome. I'm Abigail, the ultimate guru, and with me, as always, is my co-host, the world's only comedian, Bryden Proctor.
Hello, that was a weird different count off than you were used to, huh? That's
Yeah,
what
you
freaked you
tried to
out?
trip me up. You tried to trip me up. I did pause. I did hesitate. I wasn't sure if it was going to continue. Fuck you. Also, you don't have to worry about a thing because we are here to help. We are here to help you. You know, Bryden, we had a very politics heavy bonus episode last week, patreon.com/here to help podcast
Yes.
about
Uh,
the conflict going on in the Middle East, right? Okay.
yeah.
Ted Cruz had an interview uh,
It sure
with
did.
Tucker Carlson, which is very funny, and everyone should go find it and watch it. But I have breaking news. I talked to someone today who once met Ted Cruz, who told me the most damning piece of evidence against him. Okay.
Oh, he's a fat nerd?
He has very soft hands, as in like very soft,
He
as
could
in like moisturizes even to make them softer.
well, he could moisturize if he wants. I don't see anything. I don't moisturize my
No,
hands, but I could,
no, it's not okay.
You don't think that
A
it's
man
good?
should not have softer hands than me.
Well, just because you have weird carpenter hands doesn't mean that everybody has to have fucking dried out bullshit man hands. You can just have soft hands. He can afford
Men should
moisture.
have man hands.
A man hand is by its like length and girth. Like I have womanly hands. They could be hard as nails, but they're still slender fingers.
It's just they're just small.
Yeah.
I don't know why your hands are so small.
Well, I'm
Actually, it's
small. I'm
you're a small
small.
person. I know you're small, but I feel like your hands are even smaller.
Listen, I've heard what they've said about my hands, and if it's my hands are small, that it's something else is small, and I assure you, there's no problem. I didn't even try to trump on that one, really. I just it's I can't even try. Look, my hands, it's God made our hands and our penises to fit each other purposely, perfectly,
Yeah.
purposely, and yeah. All right.
Yep.
What do you want me to
That's what
say? What do
yeah.
you want me to say? You want me to sit here and be like, oh yeah,
You're
my dick's
fearfully and
huge.
wonderfully made. You're right.
If a banana, if you weren't supposed to
Mhm.
peel a banana, then why,
What?
I don't know. Have you not seen that before? That's like weird evangelical guy. And he was like, if there's no God, why can you peel a banana? Why would, how could nature make it so easy to peel a banana from its stem? It must be
Well,
God. And it's like, that could be any number of things, bro. That
no, I'll tell
really,
you what it is right now. We genetically modified the banana to an extreme extent
yeah,
over the last few hundred years. It's
yeah.
not recognizable from its original form.
To
Most
also, to
common
the,
produce aren't.
and this is, I'm glad you brought this up because I haven't thought about this forever. To the point that it's irritating because you know that flavor of Runt's bananas, the bananas are the best ones. That
Mhm.
that flavor apparently is chemically like shaped after what bananas used to fucking taste like when they made Runts. Now bananas
Oh.
not as good.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah,
just not as
they
strong.
try to make everything bigger,
Yeah,
and that's like bigger and like just more sugar and stuff
yeah.
and heartier.
They tried to make all the fucking food bigger, and all they did was make the people bigger.
It's true. They
Damn,
did make
put that on a tweet from HealthBot or,
They need so much context because if it's not you and me and our people, they're not gonna understand we're talking about genetically modifying plants
no,
and
that
selectively breeding them over centuries.
no, that's why like Conspiracy Bot or you or HealthBot,
Yeah,
I assume
that's why
this
they're so good.
all run by the same guy, I assume. Uh, that'd be great. I'm gonna DM that one over and be like, I got a good one for you, bro.
He'll like it, I'm
Sometimes
sure.
sometimes I try to send like, Drake a message. I'm like, I got a good line for you. None of them have showed up yet, but I also don't listen to every Drake song.
You know, you gotta be careful though. just, like, trying to contact celebrities, because I once did get Neil Gaiman's attention, and what coulda happened to me there? It could've been a terrifying situation with his scandals.
Well, luckily, much like that, um, I'm not a young girl, so I don't think Drake is gonna
Oh,
respond to
yeah.
me.
Well, I don't know, he might be gay.
He might be gay. That is
He
that is
might
a
be gay,
really good fucking point. I
and you're
like Drake.
small.
I like
Y
Drizzy.
you're
I
kinda like a young woman because 'cause you're like a tiny man.
I'm not like a young anything, Abby.
You're like a tiny little guy.
Yeah. I'm like a tiny old man. I'm closer to being an elderly man with a hunchback than I am anything else. I'm not a young anything.
It depends on how old Drake is. How old is Drake?
Drake is, I think,
It's like,
younger than me, honestly. Let me
"No, you
check.
see?"
How old is
I'm
Drake?
trying to
No,
help
Drake,
you
he's a
here.
he's a year older than me. So,
Well,
well, I'm gonna
fantastic.
be no, he was born October 24th, 86. So yeah, he's like a year and a couple months older than me. We were
Quite the
both
age
little
gap.
we were both little black babies running around in Canada.
Both of you
Both
together.
of us just growing up on the Disney Channel. I
Little
didn't
Canadian black babies. I don't think he was on the Disney Channel, he was on Degrassi. That was like a
that was not Disney.
Canadian thing.
Oh, I didn't watch that ever. Uh, I was by
Okay,
the
yeah,
time he was
it's
old enough to be on that show, I was already watching MTV. I didn't give a shit.
yeah.
I was
So
like,
that was my
"Corn? Great band."
that was my age people watching it, I guess, because
Yeah.
we were a little bit younger, but the target demographic. Oh my goodness. But yeah, it was just like a soap opera. It was like a daytime soap opera, but teaching kids lessons. So like there's the goody two shoes bratty character who like gets gonorrhea from giving the bad boy blowjobs, and it's a lesson about
Wait,
sex ed.
wait.
Yeah.
I don't
And
think
there's
you
this
can get
girl,
gonorrhea from giving blowjobs, can you?
well, she did.
I don't
And
think you
she was
can.
doing a school play and she had to
What?
kiss this guy
Can
in the
you
play,
get
and
go
he was like, "Nah, dude, you're a whore. You got gonorrhea. I'm not kissing you." And so she couldn't do the play.
That seems like that is a rumor. Can you get
They
gonorrhea from
happened.
blowjobs?
I
Yeah,
Okay,
apparently you can. Yeah.
well, that's what the show told
I've
us.
never had gonorrhea. I don't know. Let's see. You can get it. It's a bacteria, can infect the throat and mouth. How I want to know how common is gonorrhea from oral sex?
Oh my goodness gracious, this is not what I wanted this episode to be about. But also then later that,
Relatively
earlier
high, dude.
earlier in the show, though, not that episode, like a previous episode, her best friend had gotten pregnant and gotten an abortion. So the big scene at the end was like, "At least I didn't get an abortion," when her friend is criticizing her for being a big whore.
I have
That's basically what that show was.
well, that sounds like that high school was terrible. And also, I've definitely, I mean, nobody I was like dating or something, but I have definitely been in arguments with women and go, well, you did have an abortion. And, I've made women
It's
cry like that. And I say
Yeah,
women very purposely. It's been two, and I remember both, and I don't regret it. And it was very funny.
they probably deserved it.
Well, one of them was online, and then, my fucking buddy texted me or messaged me on fucking MSN or whatever the fuck we were on back then. I remember the guy's name, I'm not gonna say it, but he was like, "What the fuck, man?" I think it was Facebook Messenger because like, she was just being a cunt on there, and I said something be like, "Well, you had a fucking abortion." And then she sends back a smiley face, and then he was like, "What the fuck, dude? She's in the goddamn bathroom crying and won't." I go, "Well, she'd be a bitch." And I don't regret it, and, that feels good. The other one I did say face to face, and I still don't regret it. She didn't cry, she got very mad. "Don't get abortions, bitches, I don't know what to tell you, stop killing your babies. It's not up to me, it's up to God."
They'll be punished later, I'm sure.
I mean, probably not. I mean, it's just a nice weapon to use against people because it's like a big decision, they're under a lot of pressure, and then I imagine a lot of them regret it. So, yeah,
Oh, yeah,
late
well, it's a big, dark, horrible decision that these women make, and most women that do it are not the, like, harpies screaming about how
yeah,
it's good.
yeah.
Like, most women that do it are making a very difficult decision. So, yeah, it'll make them cry.
Yeah. Yeah, which is funny. So, fellas, that and make fun of their eyebrows, boom, every time you can just fucking
I don't know why the eyebrow thing works so well.
You don't know with your you clearly took time to shape your eyebrows bullshit?
I did not. This is just what they look like.
Yeah, okay. So, also, by the way, 3.3 on that is all women are fucking liars. So,
This is literally what they look like. I
sure,
didn't shape
they
them.
just grow in like that, yeah.
I pluck them once a month, I
There you
pluck
go.
strays, but
There
this
you
is
go.
the shape of my
There you go.
eyebrows. I
There you
get,
go.
like, a few, like, that get a little too low on the edges, and I pluck those, like, once a month, okay? And my eyebrows
Once a
are
month.
just this good.
See, what's even better is when they say,
And they
like,
grow in
that I
within
don't
a few days,
they say
so that means that most of the time I'm unkempt.
I'd
Sorry, go
imagine.
ahead.
Oh, no, it's when they try to make fun of my, like, blonde lack of eyebrows or whatever.
Yeah, he's just gone, yeah.
I don't give a shit. It's so it's good to, have that, and that's when you go, "Well, you got an abortion."
When they make fun of your eyebrows, is that what these women did?
No. No, but if they did.
Then you okay, now we know what offense
Yeah. No, anytime
necessitates deep psychological trauma, okay.
Oh, no, anytime anybody wants to make fun of my eyebrows, it doesn't bother me because, I'm a man. What do you want me to do? I can mascara them, that'd look fu I should do that for a picture, that's gotta look weird.
I was thinking about, like, dyeing my eyelashes. You can dye your eyebrows
Yeah,
easier,
I
I
told you
think.
not to do that
Yeah, you did.
because that's crazy to do.
Yeah, but then they would be dark all the
Nope,
time.
they wouldn't,
It's
they'd
just not
fall out.
fair. It's not fair because I look at my husband, okay, my husband's eyelashes, it's crazy because he's bald, but he's got these thick, dark lashes that my daughter inherited, but I don't get to have them.
I don't
And
know.
I'm just so jealous. I have to see better eyelashes than mine every day.
I don't know, I figure with, like, a lot of bald guys, like, all their hair just, like, ran down their body, you know? Like
'Cause he does grow a beard, like,
yeah,
within a day,
right.
man.
All the hair just ran down their body, it just didn't know where to go, it's like confused
Yeah.
Pikmin, it doesn't know where to go.
He's got some beautiful freaking eyelashes, and it just makes me really jealous. That's all. That's
Well,
why I wanna dye my eyelashes.
alright, well, I don't know, I'll ask him to send me a picture of his beautiful eyelashes.
Don't do that.
I'm gonna. Why would I not do that?
Oh my
We have
gosh.
a good enough relationship that I could go, "Send me a picture of beautiful." He would do it.
He would, but why are you doing this to the poor man? That's the problem is he's probably just gonna be like, "I don't know what this is for, but I'll do it." Like, whatever. You're doing it now, aren't you?
Yes. "Hey, pal, send me a picture of your beautiful
No.
eyelashes."
The man is busy.
Okay, so I'm gonna tell him, "No hurry. No hurry. I have just heard great things."
Damn it, what if he listens to the episode? Because now he knows we're talking about them and it's just the first thing he hears.
He's not gonna do that. He does not care that
He's like,
much.
"My hands are not an indication of the sign."
Was he got small hands?
No, his hands are fantastic.
Well, okay, that doesn't
What
mean big. That doesn't fantastic doesn't mean big hands. Oh!
I didn't say they had to be huge, I just said they shouldn't be
Okay.
soft like a woman's.
I think my hands are of moderate softness because I
Like,
don't
my husband
moisturize.
plays guitar, he's got calluses, he's
Yeah,
good
but
on that front.
that's on his fingers. He's not, if he's playing guitar wrong if his whole hands are fucking or really right.
He's just scraping it across. Yeah, me too, that's what have you never heard of noise music,
No.
Bryden? You're out of the loop here.
Out of vogue here with
Yeah.
2007, I think.
I don't like the noise music stuff because
No,
he
it
does
sucks.
listen to some, and there's, like, this one song he likes from this band, I can't remember what the band is called, I'm sorry, everybody, I can ask him later and tell you next time, but there's a song that has, like, voices in it, but it's, like, not words, it's just, like, I don't know, like, creepy voices playing weird tones at different points of the noise song, and it just induces anxiety in me, like playing
Well,
Silent
that's the
Hill
whole
2
point.
and going through the mist, right? That's the point. But
Yeah,
he knows I have driving anxiety, and for some reason, I don't know if this is a bit. I don't know if he's screwing with me or what,
I hope
but
so.
when I am the designated driver and I have to drive the car, because he always drives us everywhere unless I'm the designated driver, right?
Sure.
He won't let me ever play the music from my phone. If he's in the car, he needs to play his, so he plugs his phone in like
Well,
normal,
he's
and
a
he plays that
drunk
fucking song.
he's a drunk
He
passenger.
Yeah,
Everybody is like that.
and he starts playing that song,
I need to hear the
and this has
song.
happened, like, 3 different times. That's not a coincidence, right? That's just the song he wants to listen to when he's riding passenger seat at night drunk, maybe? I don't know, but
Is that only, like, in the past 6 months?
no, it's in the past couple of years.
Oh, okay, I don't know. I'd like to hear the
It's had
song though, 'cause I'll bet I could turn it into
I'll ask him
a
to send it to me
a
later. He'll know what I'm talking
beautiful
about.
house song, and you'd like that a lot
Oh,
more.
no. Probably like it less, but anyway, and I'm just like, "Honey," the last time he did it, I literally turned over to him and said, "Honey, are you doing this on purpose?" And he's just like, "Doing what? What are you talking about? You're crazy." Like, I don't know if he's just really good at gaslighting.
It's called gas lamping.
You know, that's not true, Bryden.
Okay.
My whole life, it's been called gaslighting.
Sure. I mean, it hasn't, but that's fine. No, look it up.
I'm not looking it up. I'm not gonna do it. I'm not doing it, Bryden. I'm immune. I know what you're doing. Okay.
Just being a good
It's
friend.
called gaslighting, Bryden. That's what you're doing right now. It's gaslighting me. That's what you're doing. Okay. I don't have any Dear Abbeys this week, but we can do a Reddit story.
Okay.
From r/confessions. I left my wife in labor because I couldn't handle it. She forgave me. I can't forgive myself. And by the way, where the username is, it just says deleted.
Ah,
So
yeah, he
this
deleted
person
his.
probably got clowned pretty bad, it looked like.
Yeah. I mean, dude, it is gross. The only childbirth I've ever seen was my own. Um,
Yeah, and you don't remember that.
no, no,
So
no, no,
you
no, 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 no,
I
no,
don't think
no,
it
no, no, no,
counts.
no, no,
Oh,
no.
the video. Oh,
The
no, they
fucking
videoed it.
video.
Oh, no. Why do people do that? I'm glad that's, like, a weird, crunchy thing now and not, like, normal.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. I was real young too, and it's just like
I
it's gross. I don't know.
I would
My
like to
poor
see it.
mother. You would like to see my
Not
mother's
yours,
vagina.
not yours, not yours. But I would like to look back on mine because you can't see anything. Like, from my point of view,
Well,
all I know is what people told me.
you
Like,
couldn't see anything from what I saw either because my mom was rocking a giant bush.
oh,
Well, it was popular back then.
that's not
But
what I meant. I just meant,
oh
like, the gore and the, like,
oh yeah, it was very gross. That yeah,
that's what I meant.
but yeah,
Because
I
I
mean
was
there
told
wasn't
that there
like a
was some
whole.
shooting gore
Oh,
in
I'm
one of
sure.
mine,
I didn't see any of that.
like, crazy, but that was he was 10.5 pounds, like, what are you gonna do? But he was
Yeah.
coming fast. I pushed, like, twice.
Ugh, wow. Yeah, it's like a fucking one of those poops one time when you're just like you
Poops
wake
are
up in the
harder
morning and you're just
somehow.
you wake up in the morning and just like, pop the cork on that thing and it's just sliding sausages all day.
Yeah, the thing about childbirth is once the baby is, like, ready, like, it's time to push.
Just claws its way out of your body.
I think that long pushing the one time I pushed a long time was because they had me pushing before I was ready to. I don't
Uh,
know why they do that. I don't know why they tell you when to do it, like, you can feel when it's stupid.
so like let's say you have a fourth one right now. You show up there and
Yeah.
they're like, "All right, go ahead and push." You're going to go, "Listen, I
No,
no, I got this. I'll tell you when."
I'll yeah, I'll get there. Actually, you know what
Just smoking
happened?
a
Well,
cigarette.
yeah. Well, I mean, they would let me, I guarantee it. Last time, oh my gosh, for my 3rd baby, I'm sorry, nobody cares about this. I realize this is such boring content, but, like, when I went in for my 3rd kid, it was so crazy to me because as soon as a new nurse or doctor or whoever was dealing with me like, looked at the chart and saw it was my 3rd kid, they would look back at me and say, "3rd kid? okay, and just leave the room or literally say, "You got this," and leave the
Yeah, you've told
room
me
or
that,
just
yeah.
like, "You need anything? Like, you need me here?" Like, and they just kinda I don't know. And what well, I did have a problem with them, like, trying to tell me that they weren't gonna put me on the Pitocin yet. They were gonna do this other thing, which is freaking stupid. You wouldn't understand why, it's stupid, but
No.
they were being retarded, and I knew it, and I called them out on it, and they fixed the situation, and from that point on, everyone was just like, "Hey, your 3rd
Well,
baby,
if
like,
you're
you're good. You know what you're doing." And it was nice. It was great. People just leave you alone.
well, yeah, I mean, like, if you're,
Yeah.
if you're one of those nurses or doctors or whatever, I'll bet they probably, because arrogant women, are the way that they are, every 3rd mom has their way of doing it. So they're just
Oh,
like,
they don't wanna argue with me either,
"Fuck
I'm
no."
sure. Yeah.
Yeah, they just be like, "Alright, just, let her fucking pop that out unless there's a problem. Unless we got cords around necks, let's just fucking let her
Yeah.
do it her way." Because why wouldn't you? They've got other problems. They got, new moms that are they
Freaking
think they're
fuck
gonna
out. Yeah.
yeah, I'll bet it's a pretty traumatic experience.
Oh, it is. It's terrifying. I literally thought I was dying at several points because it feels like you must be dying.
Yeah. Yeah, I would imagine if, a person jumped out of my ass, I would be a little concerned.
The whole thing, because it's like waves of pain, and then they like I don't know, it's hard to explain, but you feel like you're on the shores of, like, the river Styx, and, like, a soul's going one way or the other, and you don't know if it's you or the baby, you know what I mean? Like, that's
Yeah,
what it feels
you
like
know
the
what's
first time around in my
you
experience.
you know what's crazy? I do know what that feels like. Amplified actually, because getting kicked in the nuts hurts worse than childbirth. There is scientific studies.
Yeah, no, no, fuck you. Okay,
Hey,
how
that's
about
just what
okay,
science
no,
says.
no, how about this? Erica kicks you in the nuts every 5 minutes for a minute straight, and the frequency decrease like, it increases in frequency over time, so it goes
I
down to
didn't know that this
every
was
4 minutes,
I
it goes
didn't
down to every 3 minutes, and that happens for 24 hours.
I didn't know that.
That would be the equivalent.
Look, I'm just telling you, maybe. All right, maybe. I didn't know we were this type of show.
No, we're kicking you in the balls, Bryden, that's the type of show we are.
All right. I mean,
Alright, we hit, how many patrons do we have? Let's hit a goal. What goal? Let's look.
1,500 $5 patrons and I will
No,
get kicked
that's
in
too
the
much.
nuts.
No, that's too many people. That's too hard to do, you're making it impossible. Let me look at this. No. Okay, so we have $77 a month.
If we hit
500.
$77,000 a month.
No, 500. 500 a month. You get kicked in the balls for, like,
Honestly,
every 5 minutes for a
no.
minute for 30 minutes.
No, listen, I don't need $500 that much. Half of $500 that much. Um,
Once every 5 minutes, you get kicked in the balls. We'll just count the continuous pain as the minute.
okay, I know you've never had a job before, but it's not that much money. Um, it does hurt worse than childbirth. So, no, if we, if we hit $77,000, I can get kicked in the balls once. Yeah, for
A
sure.
1,000.
$1,000 a month would be pretty nice. But again, that's only $500 for me, which is again not a lot of money. That's half a shirt.
What about 750 a month for you? So
Okay, I
1,500.
have told you
I
so many times.
just want it to happen.
Sure, we all do. $77,000 a month. I'll get kicked in the
Damn it.
balls.
You guys better start giving us some money.
Yeah, somebody better give me $77,000.
When my wife went into labor with our first child, I froze. I mean that literally. So he turned into a block of ice. Do you know what literally means?
He could have.
He didn't turn into a block of ice, Bryden. He did not literally
What's
freeze.
You don't know what if his last name is Frost?
Could be Frost.
This
You're
was
right.
Jack
Oh,
Frost. And
it
that's
could have been, but the user was deleted, so I don't know.
you'll never know. It could have been Jack Frost himself. And he was
All
like,
right,
and
fine.
then I took my carrot nose off and I left.
That's Frosty the Snowman. That's a different guy.
This guy. No, he's
That is a guy. It's a different guy than Jack Frost.
snow related guys though.
Jack Frost is not a snowman. He's
Yeah,
just like an ice wizard.
that is true. He is like the wind, I think.
Jack Frost? No, he's like an ice wizard. He's like a dude.
Nah, he's like the wind.
Why?
I don't know, because I just picture him like that. He's just like floating around. That's how he transports. Yeah, he
He
manifests as a wizard, but he transports himself as the wind. A cool
okay, sure.
breeze.
Fair. That's fair. That's fine. I stood in the hospital hallway, staring at the door, shaking. Her screams, the chaos, the blood, something in me cracked open, and I just left.
Oh, dude, was it your zipper? Because, like, I mean, even just hearing that,
What the hell?
I mean, that is relatable and not at all sexual.
I told the nurses I needed air. Then I got in my car and drove home. She was in labor for
Holy
19 hours.
shit! Okay, well, he had some time. He had some time to go home, recoup, play some Call of Duty, take a nap, come back. Hey, bitch, how are you? Welcome to our, welcome, son, to our family. That's totally fine. It's hilarious
fine.
to drive the fuck home, though.
Could you not just go to the waiting room? I mean, seriously.
Yeah, what's he gonna read?
Go to the
Like, fuck.
cafeteria.
Yeah, but there's what he's gonna read Life magazine in the waiting room. He's gonna go get a bagel over there. That sucks. You go home, make yourself a sandwich, you get yourself some rest. You come back, you're fresh. He's Jack Frost.
It's Jack Frost. He does need to be frosty fresh.
He get, nobody wants panic coming into the room. He's basically immaterial.
I came back after it was all over, holding flowers and excuses. I said I'd gotten sick and didn't want to risk anything. So you're
Oh,
gone for 19 hours and you were magically over the flu or whatever the hell you're claiming you had. And you're coming to the hospital, the maternal unit full of newborns.
eh.
If you that's not a good reason.
I would have just been completely honest. I would have sent some text and go, "This is fucking gross. I can't be here. I'm super scared. I might be back." And then I would not text for the entire labor.
I
I'd
mean,
play
at
some
least that would be
Counter-Strike.
honest.
Yeah.
The honesty would have been better because it's obvious what happened anyway. You don't come back 19 hours later
Well, you have to.
magically not ill. Like, I mean, the lie is obvious, is what I'm
Oh,
saying.
yeah, but also, I mean, she's probably gonna be mad at you or love you no matter what. I mean, if you a lady that just gave birth, her hormones are all out of whack forever. So,
Yeah.
they're not thinking straight. You could lie to them, I bet.
I
They'll
mean,
figure it out later.
right. Yeah, you're right. Eventually, she's going to remember it and be like, wait a second.
Hold
You
on.
know what I mean? Like,
Nobody gets over COVID in 19 hours. This is crazy.
no, I had some moments like that after like a year after my first was born, where I remember back to just my mother-in-law behaving like a freaking psycho. The first, like, month and just doing weird shit, like taking my baby out of her bassinet while I was sleeping to take her to the grocery store with her. You
That's a
didn't
little
need to
weird.
take the baby to the grocery store, and I woke up with no baby in the crib, okay?
Yeah.
That's terrifying. That's terrifying. You didn't leave a note? Nothing, like anyway, and I just like, a year later, I thought back and I was like, "What the fuck?"
You know,
Like, these people are
no,
crazy.
you know what you do? You slap one of those Post-it notes right down your forehead. That way, when you wake up, you're like,
You're like,
hey,
yeah.
take the kid to the grocery store, just give you some sleep. We'll be back
Yeah, just
soon.
leave a note.
And that turns a crazy thing into a nice thing
Yes.
very
Yeah,
quickly.
absolutely. 100%, then it's a favor to me,
This
not
episode's
like
sponsored by GM or 3M Post-it notes.
Post-it notes, which
Hey,
I
everyone,
use a ton of.
Abby, please, please, by all means, tell us all about your Post-it note uses.
I I use Post-it notes religiously every day. I need to remember something, I say, "I'm gonna write it down." I'm on the show, I say, "I'm gonna write it down," and I stick the Post-it note where I'm gonna find it, okay? Now the Post-it note, it falls off and gets swept into the trash, so I never remember the things, but the point is Post-it notes.
Post-it notes by 3M. This sounds important, but it won't in the week. All right, do the show again.
I don't think that made any
No, we're sponsored now
sense.
by 3M.
Okay.
Post-it notes. I wouldn't lick the sticky part of them, but definitely don't let them near kids. Um, all right. So yeah, no, I think that uh, it's not great what he did. But as long as he doesn't do it with the second one, then
He
that's better.
probably he learned his lesson, I'm sure, and the next time he won't go there in the first place.
Well, there's I think there's I've never experienced any of this, so I don't know, but I think there's like a dad panic to that too. He did the wrong thing, but like the only part of the dad panic that I know about fucking baby things is Friends and I Love Lucy. You know, like that's
Sure, yeah, that's you got a very skewed idea of it now,
yeah, I don't
but,
know.
okay, I'll tell you this, okay, just from a total, like, Evo Psych perspective, the man who cannot handle you being in pain during childbirth is also running the other way when a mugger puts a gun to you.
I don't think it's the pain thing.
He's not putting himself between you and the mugger,
I
ever.
I don't think it's the pain thing, or maybe I'm completely wrong, but I'll bet, like, just, again, coming from a dude thing, I'll bet it's just you can't fight anybody at that hospital.
It
Like,
doesn't matter.
you
It
know, y
doesn't matter. I'm not talking about how there's something to fight here. I'm talking about,
your
like,
whole
can
world's about
you
to change.
deal in a stressful situation? Can you do the right thing despite everything in your body telling you to run the other way?
It's not even just it's your whole life is about to be made so much worse. Like, I'll bet it's horrifying. I personally try to do things that won't make my life worse, like have children or put too many things up my ass.
It's hard
I
to be sympathetic toward the dad in the situation when the mother is screaming
No, I
and
understand.
bleeding and in pain is the problem.
I
It's
understand.
like she you abandoned her.
Yeah. No, I never once said that that's not
It's
what
like
he
the
did.
most vulnerable position she has ever been in her
No,
life
no,
is
that's
their
not
first
true. The
kid.
most vulnerable position that she was in was what got her in that situation to begin with.
No, it's not actually. It's really not.
Okay, well then you're doing it wrong. But that's I I don't agree with this. I don't think that I would
She's on the
run
doors
away.
of death, reaching in to pull a soul out back with her,
Yeah,
okay?
yeah,
That's what
that's
she's
called
doing in there.
yes. That's what got her here. Like, I don't know how you have sex, but it sounds
God,
terrible.
not like that.
So, you know, that's what? It's
Here,
ridiculous, Evan.
let me continue. So she cried when she saw me. She said, "I'm just glad you're here." She never pressed. But I
Yeah.
watched her hold our daughter, exhausted and stitched and bruised and alone, and I've never felt smaller. She forgave me. She doesn't know what really happened. I think if she did, she'd never look at me the same. No, she wouldn't. I'm trying to be a better husband, a better dad, but every time I hear a daughter cry, I remember running away. Well, you did it. It's over now. Like,
So
you already did it. You can't take it back.
yeah, so just get the fuck over it. And also,
Gotta get over it and do better.
she definitely knows. And then
Yes,
again,
she
my
knows.
my whole explanation of that was yes, that's the worst thing you could have done, but I doubt you do it again. And I think it's a pretty big fucking thing. Uh it's probably absolutely existentially fucking insane. And it's not just for the women who are going through body horror. For those fellas, yeah, I'm sure it's pretty terrible. Now, there's these other guys who I respect a ton that like bring a TV and their Xbox to the fucking thing because they're like, we're gonna be here a while, let's do it. That's fine, but you got to be there, hold her hand or whatever when she's popping out your spawn.
Yeah,
But
and that's really all you have to do. That's the thing. So I've had 3 babies, and I was induced for all 3 of them, and anyone who has not had a
no,
wife
no, no, no. Sorry,
induced
sorry,
or
sorry.
isn't
She
a
she
woman.
she she's pronouncing it wrong. She was a dude for all three of them.
No, but they pump you full of hormones that make the contractions happen artificially, and they have no breaks in between them, and they're stronger. It's more intense, more painful, and there's no rest break in between. It's just bam, 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 bam. You need an epidural when you do it. But
I'm
my
kind of surprised.
stupid butt
I'm kind
did
of.
not get the epidurals until the end, like
Uh,
right when I was about to push anyway. Totally useless to even do that at that point. and a waste of money at that point. Should have just got him to begin with. So I'm in extreme pain,
Wait,
and my husband.
you did that 3 times, and by the 3rd one, you hadn't figured out, like, "Oh, shit, start me out with it."
Okay, so the thing about the epidural is I have like a weird anxiety about it because it's what caused my sister to almost die. Like my mom getting it caused complications,
Oh,
and they're
okay.
better now and stuff, and it doesn't and it's not common for that to happen.
Well,
But
that's fair,
like it's
that's
just
fair.
in my mind, and I didn't need more anxiety, if that makes sense. I don't know, but as soon
Hey,
as I
you know
get it,
what
my
fixes
body
that?
relaxes and I have the baby.
Yeah,
So
I was gonna say, you know what probably fixes anxiety?
it's the fucking
The
epidural.
goddamn
Yeah,
fentanyl in your
but
spine.
you're not in the your right mind. You're
Sure.
not. And I mean, just pregnancy itself puts me not in my right mind. Like the hormones turn me into a different person. Like I'm not thinking
Cannot
well.
wait. Sorry,
Mhm.
and you should finish your story, and I can't wait to
Yeah.
finish your story, but cannot wait for season 4 of Here to Help, the
Oh God.
pregnant season.
No, I'm not. I'm not doing it again. We're done.
That's gonna
We're
be great.
done.
Well, the show's gonna be done for, at least 4 months. I'm gonna have, like, a stand-in, and then you can
No,
come
I'm
back.
not having more babies. No more babies. Please. No more. I'm done. I
Sorry,
don't I'm just
finish your
thinking about it today again and I don't like it. But no, okay. So my husband's sitting there playing Doom with the first baby because
nice.
it's like literally, what is he gonna do?
Yeah.
Is he gonna stand up there for hours by my head, right? With the second baby, he didn't know what to do because what's he gonna do? I'm in pain.
Yeah.
I'm in pain, and every time
You go
he
get
stood up,
can I get you anything? Here's I can go get orange
it's like that's what
juice.
the nurses are for. The nurses go and get you things,
Yeah,
like, and
but
you're not even allowed to have food or anything while you're in labor anyway, so there's nothing to get you. Like,
really? Is that so you don't poop?
no, it's for if you have to have an emergency C-section, you can aspirate and choke on the food in your stomach during
Oh.
during surgeries. That's why you're not supposed to eat before going under anesthesia.
How long do you think it took him to learn that?
Probably a while, honestly. Probably a while, because 'cause they're pretty freaking insistent about it.
Yeah.
And, like, I'm not gonna have a C-section, but still, I can't have it just in case, you know what I mean?
Right.
Like, it's that so they give you,
Well, they
like
get
they'll let you have a cup of Jello and, like, a cup of tea and things
that's
like
not
that.
filling. Yeah,
No.
but
Or, like, broth.
yeah. Well, I mean, I'm pretty sure you're used to just surviving on bone broth, but uh yeah, I'll bet you're like, "Oh, I'm not
Yeah.
gonna have a C-section." They have emergency ones though.
Yeah.
So, that's
No,
why.
no, I know. That's what it's about. So anyway, there's not much for him to do. I don't need him down at my feet or anything, so he stands up by my head. He did every time and held my hand up there. Actually, my mother-in-law ended up being handed a leg by one of the nurses with my first
What the
birth, and she was
fuck?
like, "No, no, oh God, oh no!" It was like she was so panicked. Anyway,
This sounds
there's
crazy.
not much to
Okay,
do.
look, this sounds
Is the
crazy,
point?
but I would be freaking out, but I would feel so honored to be handed a leg. I'd go, I'm bringing
Yep.
life into the world. I'm part of this. This is basically,
Yep.
we're going to name him Bryden, right? Come on. We're going to call him
I
Right
think
Leg Bryden.
I think she appreciates that she got to have the experience, but in the moment, she was just whiter as a sheet, worse than me. She looked scareder than me. Like
I'd be like, don't you guys have fucking stirrups like cattle for this? I mean, don't give
but
it a
but
social security number.
exactly. Oh my gosh. But yeah, until that point, there's nothing to do. So I get it. Like with my third, I was in all this pain and I was in labor for 24 hours
Eesh.
overnight. Okay. Overnight, I had my best friend who thought she wanted to be a doula before that, did not anymore. She freaking almost fainted,
She's been on the
and the
show.
nurses and I were making fun of her while I was pushing for I've told that story before, I think, but
Yeah.
anyway, but the whole night, I was like, "Okay, I have to pee again because I have all these IV fluids. I'm gonna creep to the bathroom." I'm in intense pain and being as silent as I can, creeping to the bathroom so these people can sleep in there, like,
So
there is nothing for them to do.
I'm
Like
picturing a very pregnant solid snake, and then it's just you just put a box
just
on your
creeping.
head.
And I've got the freaking thing because I'm on an IV, so I've got the thing and I'm like, "Damn it, the wheels are so creaky," and I'm like kinda trying to pick it up
You're
and,
very
like, a
wit
little bit
you're very haunted Japanese ghost
yes,
witch-like, and that it's yeah. Just squeaking
And it's
along.
meanwhile, I'm the one who needs the rest, and I'm taking freaking 10 minutes just to get over to the bathroom so I don't wake these assholes up who are sleeping soundly while I'm in pain. Like, no, but what are they gonna do? That was my mindset. It's like, why do they need to be awake? They should
So
be
you
asleep.
were
Good for them.
so
Like,
you were once again D fucking Reynolds.
yeah.
I've gotta piss. We're at 40 minutes. I'm gonna piss.
It's because I'm talking about it so much. It's
Yes.
okay.
Okay, we're back. So anyway, what was that fucking Reddit story even about? We just got on the
The guy
weirdness of.
abandoned his wife
Oh
in
yeah,
birth, and I was just explaining that you're right. There's not much to do.
yeah,
There really isn't. You could just, like, comfort her and stay up by her head and avoid a lot of the gore, at least,
yeah.
and she's not gonna scream that much the second time. Dude,
Wait,
like,
this was the
it's
second
just
one, or no? This is
no,
the
this is
first
the
one.
first
Okay,
one.
yeah,
So
yeah,
I'm just
yeah.
saying, like, she did if the screaming is part of what was bothering you, that was mentioned in there, like, this is not gonna happen so much the second time because you learn pretty fast that doesn't help. Grunting
Mm.
helps. Screaming exhausts you more. That's bad.
Man, all that sounds great because I'd like to be able to tell a woman like screaming can't help you now.
It's true though. It only helps if you're being raped.
And even then,
Well, if you're however many feet outside the city wall and no one hears you, it's not legally. It depends, if you're going by Old Testament or New.
yeah, okay. I was gonna say, hold on, what city are you talking about where they got a wall around it?
Talking about ancient Judea. That's what we're
Okay,
talking
that's not. I was
about.
thinking like, San Francisco. I don't
Sorry. No, I think they have different laws.
barely any laws over there. Yeah, but and the worst part about getting raped in San Francisco, somebody comes by poops on you afterwards.
Fantastic. Even better.
That's the
Extra
dumbest
treat
joke.
you
That was the
deserve.
dumbest joke I've ever made, but I hope it landed with somebody because it really cracked me up because the visual is great. It's just because they got a poop problem over there.
Everybody thinks it's because of the gays in San Francisco,
No, it's the
because there's
homeless
also
people.
the needles everywhere or the homeless people. What I think it
Hold
is,
on,
it's
real
all
quick.
those
You
what?
finish. Why?
Oh, I
What?
think it's all those tech workers that we're bringing in. Think about it.
Holy shit!
Where are they going? They're going to San Francisco. Where are they coming from? Where are they coming from? The land of shit streets, Bryden.
That's
I
not a
think that
terrible hypothesis.
I'm convinced of it.
Damn.
Yeah,
We got to the bottom of it.
I solved everything. We're gonna
No,
save
no,
San Francisco.
no. There's gonna be poop everywhere forever over there.
Yeah, we're not getting rid of the tech workers.
And
Probably stuck with them.
what's crazy to me is like San Francisco was, to me, because I've never been, but it is, whatever happened to like, Milkman,
The Milkman, the
Paperboy,
Paperboy, and
Evening TV.
Simon.
Everywhere you look, there's a pile of some shit you can't step in. Like that's you're
Yep.
lost out there and you're all alone. Like that Danny Tanner did not live in a shit-filled hellhole.
No,
And
he
nobody
didn't.
even talks about Oakland. Holy shit, Oakland.
Nobody talks about Oakland.
I just and the people still tell you, they're like, no, it's a great place to live. These policies work. You're like,
Well, the other thing,
what?
we're watching Charmed, and I think that's San Francisco.
I've never seen Charmed.
There's they showed the bridge or whatever. I'm pretty
Sure.
sure it was the same bridge. I
Pretty
don't know.
classic bridge. Been wanting to jump off that bridge since I was about 16 years old.
It's tempting.
Yeah.
Seems like a lot of fun.
Oh, no, I don't think being suicidal is fun.
No, I meant just like if you had a bungee cord or something, if you came back up, it'd be fun.
No, that's not why I wanted to. Anyway, so yeah. So this guy, look, he's just got to get over it. He's just got to forgive himself and hope that his wife forgives him. That's
You
the
do.
only thing that he can. Sure.
She knows. Your lie was so transparent, it's insane. She knows. She knows, and guess what? She didn't leave you.
Yeah.
She hasn't even yelled at you because she probably knows that it was terrifying and horrific. She was there too, and, like, yeah, you did a bad thing.
Yeah.
You need to spend a long time making up for it by being very sweet to your wife, and next time, be a man. Just stay up by her head, hold her hand, and pat the back of it and say, "It's alright, honey, I'm right here," and suck it up, and there you go.
Yeah,
She'll forget.
tell her to suck it up.
No, you suck it up. Don't tell her to suck it up. Wait, no. Don't say that. It'll be good. You're gonna work it out.
I'll
Just do
bet
better next time.
after after the second one, you're gonna end up being, you're gonna be able to tell that story, and then she'll tell that story at parties, or the one time, a month you guys get to drink wine with your friends at you're a Redditor, so bullshit fucking barcade or some gay bullshit that you guys did.
Yeah,
It'll be fine. I'll bet you'll be fine. See,
it's
I've
gonna be
found that
great.
most things end up being
Fine.
no, no, just being,
Yeah, they do end up being. That's a good point. They
except for
exist.
except for baby sometimes on account of the abortions.
Yeah, abortions are bad,
Yeah,
Bryden.
yeah,
It's bad.
yeah. That's what
People
I think. That's what I think. But
Yeah, abortions are bad. I agree
yeah,
100%. An
it's what I.
abortion
It's what I think.
is bad.
It's what I think. But some people
Like
don't
who?
think that it is. So just some people, some Democrats and
Some people,
feminists.
some Democrats who have
Yeah.
not once said that abortion is good or okay.
Mm,
Not even once. Have you considered that there's a difference between aborting a baby and a child dying by natural means instead of actions being taken to do necromancy?
well, I mean,
You realize those are two different situations,
yeah,
right?
no, I just think that our most precious and innocent. We should do everything that we can to preserve, that life. And
Sure, and it would make sense for you to believe that as someone who doesn't believe in an eternal afterlife with God for that baby. Yes. It makes sense for you
yes,
to believe that, not for the people that are making that argument that are not you right now on
sure.
Twitter.
Oh
It
yeah,
makes no sense for them to believe that.
yeah, I
Does
agree,
that do you understand that? Like,
100%.
it's an
Ted Cruz, yes.
inconsistent train of logic. They are going the anti-Christian route with this. This is playing God, this is necromancy, this is exactly what you're supposed to be not doing because this life is not the end. If you are a Christian, you should believe that.
Yeah,
If you're Bryden,
I can
who
agree
is
with you on that.
not,
Yeah.
then you should believe that because this life is all we have, then we should preserve life at any cost, and we have a moral obligation to do that. Christians don't believe that.
Yeah.
So, it's different logic for them. That's the point.
So before we get to that other funny tweet that I found, do
Oh,
you
yeah.
want to explain to everybody what we were alluding to? Because one day
Everyone knows.
one day it's not going to be Juneteenth of
That's fair.
2025, and people are going to be
Oh,
like,
it
"What
is
the fuck are they talking
Juneteenth.
about?"
They're
It's gonna,
killing that lady on Juneteenth. They're killing that black lady on June They're gonna pull the life support on Juneteenth. They should wait a day at least.
you would think,
Or
but
do it the day before. God.
or after. I mean, like, didn't Arkham or it didn't like
You know what?
Dark
Never
Knight
mind.
Rising come out like
Free her on Juneteenth, actually. Free her.
Jesus.
Free her from the equipment. Never mind. Sorry. Sorry.
I hate to be the guy to flip that switch, you know? It's like, you could pay me to do it, but I'd still
Second.
feel bad.
Yeah. It was, well, the problem is that the thing is that you're not an executioner, right? Like the person
Sure, you are, though.
it's an artificial process
Doesn't matter.
that you're not doing anymore,
No,
right?
this is the trolley problem. I mean, like,
No, it's not. That's a completely different situation. We're not talking about live people.
you heard it here first.
We're not. That woman was not.
Okay, but the baby?
That's beside the point.
Oh, no, it's the trolley problem.
Because the natural process what happens when a mother dies, Bryden,
Mhm.
normally?
Yep.
Like, the normal
Baby
course of
dies. Yep,
things, the
yep.
way things work.
You know, yeah,
Yes,
and other
okay.
horrific murders, like the Manson family murders. Yeah, I understand. No, I understand
No,
exactly what it is,
that's a
yeah.
completely different
Oh,
situation.
I
No
think
one
it's
is
Sharon Tate.
murdering
Sharon Tate.
anyone in this
You
situation.
flip that switch, the baby dies. Yeah, it's pretty
It's
rough, huh?
it's not the we're not talking about an abortion and
Sure.
killing anyone.
It's every different. It's just all different,
Yes,
huh?
it is very different. It's a
So different.
completely
The
different
pregnant
situation,
lady,
Bryden.
huh? The pregnant lady?
Yes. Okay,
Yeah.
so there was a lady
Yeah, for
who died.
posterity, because, like, people will listen to this 2 years from now.
There's a lady in Georgia who died, okay?
She's a
She died.
vegetable. She had did not die, she's a vegetable.
She was not in a coma, okay? There's a difference between being in a coma, as some of the headlights were claiming and the doctors were not claiming,
Mhm.
and machines pumping oxygen and blood, like machines keeping your body processes going because your brain has absolutely no activity
Yeah,
is a different situation,
she's a
right?
vegetable. I agree.
Yeah.
When I was talking on Twitter, I was like, "I think she's a coma or something." You're like, "No."
The
I
body
accepted that. She's a
the
vegetable.
right, so there's none of the normal impulses that the brain controls, which is basically every system involved with growing a child,
Sure. I
right?
understand that.
Hormones and everything, right? So we're not just talking about someone with brain activity in a coma either. We're talking about the body is not functioning properly and
Mhm,
it's supposed to start decomposing now. The only thing keeping it from decomposing is air being pumped through artificially,
mhm.
okay?
Still
9
technically alive.
weeks gestation, maybe no, whatever, okay.
No, still
9
technically
weeks,
alive.
sure, okay, fine, whatever. That's fine.
Look at how mad
That's
she's getting,
beside the
guys.
point.
Look at how mad she is.
Bryden, life does not need to be preserved at any cost. That ends up you get pirates, Bryden. You get pirates, and it's a bad fucking situation, okay?
Hey, I agree that's a bad situation, but, aren't we the ones, God says we're the ones that we gotta make our own fucking, make the world better and shit like that or whatever. I don't know what the fuck you guys
Yeah, I don't
believe.
think, like, artificially gestating like, crippling disabled children through necromantic means is what God had in mind for Christians to do.
Oh, are
No.
you sure? Because I mean,
Yeah.
he knows how everything's gonna play out, right?
Yeah.
So,
So are you saying that he's responsible for the Manson murders, Bryden?
yeah,
That he
probably.
wanted those to happen? Because that happened too in his plan.
You're the
Is that what
Christian,
you're
not
saying?
me. I don't know. I think that was just a
Because
bunch of
that's not
crazy
how that
Nazis.
works. They were
So
just a bunch of crazy
when
Nazis.
everything good happens, that's God. When everything bad happens,
No.
that's
You're
man.
you're straw manning me. That's not an argument I made at all whatsoever. Like, I didn't
Okay,
say that at any
then
point.
tell me, because you're not making a lot of sense to me.
I'm not making a lot of sense.
Yeah. Could just be I'm dumb. That's fine. I just need to understand you if you could explain it better.
What are you not understanding? That would help me.
Well, there's this baby, right? And it's being kept alive, and technically this lady is alive. They're doing it through artificial means. They're keeping her alive. Uh, wouldn't God want us to keep our smallest Christian soldiers alive? The
No.
baby. Oh, he wants
Why?
them to die. Okay.
Death happens all the time. Bad things happen all the time, and we can't possibly know why, and that's part of the faith, right? Death is a thing that happens, and you have to accept it. We are not here to create more suffering trying to prevent deaths that are supposed to be occurring because ostensibly we believe that this life is not the end and not the point at all whatsoever.
So then
So
not so then
extending it artificially and creating more suffering in the process is antithetical
so
to the faith.
don't stop 9/11 is what you're saying. If we
No one
gotta
said that. That is a batshit crazy
why?
comparison.
Why? Why is that
Where no one is
crazy?
talking about killing anyone.
Well, you are. You're talking about killing the baby, unless you don't
No, we're
believe
not.
that
No,
abortion
we're not.
is murder.
It's not an abortion. There
Well,
is
it
no
is.
abortion happening at any point. No one is aborting anything.
Choosing to stop a life from, coming into the
No
world
one is
seems
stopping anything. They are
it's
stopping the
abortion adjacent.
necromancy. They're not stopping anything to do with the baby. They're stopping the machine.
I can't wait for this
that
fucking
they
kid.
started.
I can't wait for this kid to grow up and be a motivational speaker and then
Good
listen
for
to
him.
this podcast. And I'm going to be like,
Yeah, he's
I'm
gonna
going to
be
high
listening to
five
this.
him. And like, yeah,
Yeah.
he's probably going to be a pirate,
Look,
for
to
sure.
be clear,
But
I hope that the child lives and is strong and healthy, and I really genuinely hope that for the child. I'm saying that you need to just let me go if something like this happens to me,
oh, there
whether
we
I'm
go.
the baby or the woman in this
We
situation.
got to the root of the problem here is that you don't want to be in that situation. I understand that. Who would want to be? But
No, I
it's
think that
not
the
like
people
she's aware.
talking that's beside the point. I don't care. That's beside the point. It's a desecration of a corpse and a perversion
She's
of the
not a
good
corpse.
in every single way. It is using technology and medicine to do things that are bad
I mean, that happens every
and
single day.
disordered.
I don't believe that it's bad. I don't think it's bad. I think that
I
like
also think it's bad that we try to keep 90-year-olds alive and in pain for as long as possible.
yeah, but they also have the option to just fucking kill themselves. I mean, it's like they got muskets or whatever, right?
Not all the time, but they get dementia and Alzheimer's and stuff, and they're
Oh,
just
they're
getting surgeries and
fine.
surgeries and suffering forever and ever, and, yeah, like, I think that, uh, bringing someone back from, a traumatic brain injury is bad. Like, if
Abby in the Democrat death cult.
specifically reviving, not if
What
they're
do you
still alive, keep alive.
oh, yeah,
Like,
what do you mean? Like they like drowned for an extended period of time or something? Because that they can come
or
back
s
pretty fucked up like that. But I wouldn't say let them be dead.
I'm not saying to kill anybody. I'm saying that
You
if you're
ostensibly
looking at
are.
a 95% chance this person is never going to be able to remember their name or speak clearly again, there's kind of a problem. Like, is that worth preserving? Is
Who
it?
were but
I don't think it is.
I agree with you, and I don't think it is, but who are you to make that decision for someone else? Let's say a grown adult
Sure, I
is,
agree.
underwater
I
and,
shouldn't be making the decision, and neither should the state of freaking Georgia.
well, they're choosing life, so
You don't
sorry, I'm
even
just
believe any
morally
of this.
no, I do.
No, you're not.
I'm
You don't
morally
believe what you're saying.
I'm
You're
morally
grinning ear to ear. You don't believe a freaking word of this.
I'm morally superior than you.
You're morally superior to me because I think
No, you're just a Democrat feminist,
I
I
don't think
understand.
these people genuinely believe in an eternal afterlife if they're so freaking obsessed with their preserve life at any cost ideology.
That part, I completely agree with you on. Yeah.
That's the point I've been making.
Yeah, then we can agree on that.
It's
Now,
completely inconsistent.
as far as what your call would be on that, no, I think you're reprehensible and I think you're a murderer. But as far as your take on the Ted Cruzes of the world, those types of guys, any asshole Republican in Georgia, yeah, I think they're a bunch of phonies. I completely understand. I wholeheartedly believe, well, if like you say, she's already fucking dead, let's at least try to get the little life that we can out of it. And if it comes out weird, we'll
Yep.
throw it in the
So
trash.
that my if you come from a very atheistic secular worldview, or even some pagan worldviews, maybe the ones that don't believe in any sort of afterlife or reincarnation at all. I don't know how many of those there are. That's a pretty consistent thing, in religion. But like, then sure, that's a very consistent thing to believe, and I respect that belief. The people I was talking to on Twitter are all trad Christians.
They're retarded.
That
I could have told you that.
my audience for those tweets and this argument is that they are going against what they should believe. You are being completely consistent. Of course,
What?
you should preserve life at all costs if there's no afterlife. Yes, absolutely. No matter what the suffering is, because otherwise you just don't exist at all.
Yep. I mean,
I
and
agree.
yeah,
If you believe that, then you're right. These people do not believe that, Bryden.
yeah.
They loudly proclaim they don't believe that.
I'm gonna be honest. I really only kind of had a general idea of what was going on. Didn't even read any of those tweets. Just wanted to
I
get some
know.
fun little philosophy out there
Yep.
and dunk on you for once again being a feminist Democrat. Uh,
Which is
disguising
crazy
yourself.
because I'm the only one making the Christian argument. That's a crazy thing to say. These people are making the atheistic secular argument.
I know. But
They are. And this has
I
nothing
agree.
to do with abortion. Nothing.
Well, it
Except that
is.
it's abortion laws that made it happen. That's literally all it has to do with abortion. There's no abortion involved at all at any point.
Listen, we're post anything making sense. All right, you just gotta side with the boys and be against the other ones.
I guess so. I just feel like I'm why am I the only one making the trad Christian argument?
Oh, I have no idea. You're on a
That's
come
crazy.
fart podcast. Like I have no
You're
fucking clue.
right. It's retarded.
Yeah,
Why am I
it's
even doing this?
we've said faggot not once this whole show.
Oh no,
I
we
know,
fell
right?
off.
I
I'm
know.
sorry.
We'll
I
do it
did a
on the
bad
bonus.
job.
But
Yeah,
we
we'll say it a lot on the bonus, everybody. Don't worry. So you go to patreon.com/here to help podcast. You can follow us on Twitter at OctoAbbey with an I and podcast H2H. There is a Discord you
oh
can get into. Join the Discord. Come chat with us. It'll be great.
yeah, you got we got guys and then we got whole characters.
Got whole characters.
You got whole guys, you got the one guy that
Well, don't say who's in there.
well, yeah, I mean, we got the one guy who constantly posting the spam, and some of
That's what
those
it's
are
for.
good. Yeah, that's what
You
he's
mute the
for.
channel so you don't have to see it.
No, he's got some good ones. About like one out of every six I look at, and I'm like,
Mhm.
yeah, it's pretty good. I like that. Uh, I usually do my like cowboy hat reaction. That's like my
Yeah.
signature on the Discord for God knows what reason. I'll bet it had to do with Ben Shapiro, but I do
Oh,
that.
yeah.
And then I can't keep up with the spam channel of like, I check it every time. There'll be like 3 things. About 1 out of every 6, I'm like, "That's pretty good. I like that." But
You're not
I
really
don't
supposed to
cowboy
keep up with
react.
the
I can't cow
spam channel.
I can't cowboy react to every
No,
single fucking thing.
you can't. I'm so lazy on Discord. I just click if someone else already reacted, I just click one of those. I don't
You don't even engage with our people, dude. It's
I
like,
go in there every now and then. I need to do better. Okay, everyone, we're out of time for today. But
oh,
thank you for listening.
also, just wanna tease it again because it is coming out with your help or not. July 4th, new fucking song on the Piper's
Fantastic.
SoundCloud. I have done a little work on it. I have purchased new synthesizers to make things different. Um, if it was the 80s, I would have had a giant wall by now filled with chords and made just the worst Duran Duran fucking covers that you could ever hear. But I'm calling it July 4th, and then probably one in between that because I got one that I think is ready. SoundCloud.com/DJ Pipers with a Z.
All right. With that, thank you everyone for listening and have a great week secure in the knowledge that we are with you and we are the only ones you can trust are here to help.